From this discussion, I've been hearing how you've been citing the role of communities and how they can play a major role in the fight against climate change. But let's look at the African setting where in the economy we have about 80% belonging to the informal sector. What role can they play in the climate change action?
The informal sector is the turbocharger of Africa's economies. They are the economic locomotive of Africa's transformational development. They are the ones at the forefront of climate change, yet they are also the ones who are doing what they can do in their own way to build climate resilience. Our mothers in villages today who have never gone to school use organic manure to grow vegetables, to grow greens and beans and other cabbages that fed us when we were growing up. They did not destroy them. They were working with the environment. That's action that needs to be taken up. Our mothers use what we call nature-based solutions, bearing cassava and cocoyams underneath the earth, and they stay even for 3-4 weeks without getting spoiled. Those are preservation techniques that they use then, but they need incentives to uptake this. So the point here is that the informal sector is the entry and should be and must be the entry that every action that is climate change related should tap on what they are doing and build on what they are doing, because when they are resilient and what they do is climate proofed. For example, a simple solar dryer decentralized to a mother in the northern part of Cameroon, or in the western part of Cameroon, or in the southern part or eastern part of Cameroon, or central part of Cameroon, will help them reduce their post-harvest losses. That will mean they will put food on the table and money in their pockets. That's resilience. What is resilience? When you are socioeconomically viable and there is a flood, you can relocate to another part and you can be able to afford to put food on the table and pay rents. That's resilience. Then when you are able to ensure that we can fetch a market, and that even if you don't have a market, what you produce is not going to get spoiled because you can be able to preserve it because you've dried it using a solar dryer. That's resilience. And therefore, to your question, the informal sector is doing something already, and we must build on that. And that any policy that do not factor in building on what informal sector is doing is actually duplicating efforts, because duplication of effort is the biggest operational risk that do exist in the African continent. And what I'm arguing, and I'll keep arguing this, is that the informal sector is the economic locomotive, is the transformational turbocharger for climate action in Africa. And ignoring them is actually ignoring climate resilient building.